Have you ever felt persecuted by a misfortune that seems to never leave you alone? Do you believe that certain curses can really affect our lives? Today, we will explore together an ancient Zen teaching that might change the way you see things forever. Stay with us and get ready to learn how to free yourself from the chains of curses. In the heart of an ancient forest spread across the inaccessible mountains of Japan, in a village hidden from the modern world's eyes, lived a venerable aged monk, enveloped in an almost supernatural silence. The legend surrounding his figure was as dark as it was fascinating. It was said that every word that escaped his lips was steeped in an ancient curse, capable of bringing misfortune and despair to anyone who dared to listen. Despite the warnings, one day, driven by an intoxicating mix of burning curiosity and scientific skepticism, a young traveler decided to embark on the journey to meet this enigmatic monk, eager to uncover the truth behind the myth that enveloped him. As the traveler delved deeper into the forest guarding the isolated temple, the wind seemed to whisper ancient secrets through the rustling of the leaves, as if warning him of the danger he was about to face. The air was permeated with a sense of mystery, and the light fog rising from the mountain ground enveloped everything in a veil of unreality. Each step the young man took towards the monk's dwelling was loaded with growing emotional intensity. His heart's beating echoed the increasingly frantic rhythm of his thoughts. Fear and anticipation mixed into a powerful emotional cocktail, fueling the tension that tightened around him like the fog embracing the trees. It was as if he was walking directly into the heart of an ancient story, ready to reveal its darkest secrets. The encounter between the traveler and the monk occurred in a moment suspended in time, within the sanctity of an ancient temple, whose walls had listened to silence for decades. The traveler, with a mix of respect and audacity that only youthful ignorance can bestow, stood before the monk, and with a firm voice challenged the quiet custodian of that ancient silence. Why do you choose silence as your companion? And if indeed your words carry a curse, why do you not distance yourself from the world to protect the innocence of those who, unaware, might listen to you? The monk, whose face was marked by time and wisdom, stared at the young man for a long moment with eyes that seemed to peer into the soul. Breaking his vow of silence that he had maintained unwaveringly for many years, the words he chose to release were loaded with unexpected gravity. It is not the voice that carries curses, but the fear of the words themselves that creates the darkest and deepest chains. At that crucial moment, imagine yourself in the traveler's place, heart pounding wildly against your chest, each beat an echo in the temple silence. The monk's words dispersed into the air like leaves carried by the wind, and with them a shiver of realization runs down your spine. The curses you feared, the stories that fueled sleepless nights and hidden fears, might be nothing but shadows cast by your own inner anxieties, monsters created not by a cruel fate, but by our own imagination. The discovery that the true power, the power to curse or bless one's life, lies not in the words of others, but in one's own perception and reaction to them, sinks into you with the weight of a truth too big to be ignored. The unexpected wisdom of the monk, revealed in a single enlightening moment, left the traveler immersed in a sea of turbulent thoughts. As he walked away from the temple, his mind was crowded with reflections not only on the nature of curses, but more intensely on how his own fears had shaped and distorted his perception of the world around him. This reflection led him gradually towards a path of deep introspection, illuminating the understanding that the true chains are those forged by our mind. Perhaps, he reflected, the power to break any curse did not come from external rituals or talismans, but from the strength and calm found within oneself. How many times have we let fear cripple our steps, making us retreat instead of advance? How many times have we painted our obstacles with the dark colors of a curse, rather than seeing them as steps towards personal growth? What if every challenge we encounter is actually an invitation to explore ourselves more deeply, to better understand our fears and transform them into opportunities for evolution? These questions resonated in the traveler's mind, each like an echo fading into the valleys of his consciousness. The lesson of the monk had ignited a new light in him, revealing that liberation from external curses begins with the recognition and overcoming of the internal prisons we build ourselves. Now, more than ever, he understood that the path to spiritual freedom is paved not with simple answers, but with deep questions and a renewed courage to face them. During the last phase of their encounter, the monk shared with the traveler a crucial teaching, a secret as old as time itself, but always relevant. To break the cycle of curses, he explained, the first step is not to seek external solutions, but to turn inward to the source of the fear that feeds and sustains these curses. It is the fear itself that must be faced and conquered, the monk said with a firm yet serene voice. And to do this, tools such as meditation, the practice of mindfulness, and a constant journey towards self-acceptance prove essential. These methods not only help to pacify the turbulent mind, but also allow one to see reality for what it truly is, free from the distortions of fear. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, recognizing that even the most intense and frightening emotions are transient. Mindfulness teaches us to live in the present moment, a place where the curses of the past and the worries of the future lose their power. Self-acceptance, finally, opens the door to compassion towards ourselves, an essential element for dissolving the chains of self-criticism and fear that often paralyze us. Now that this profound Zen secret has been revealed to you, which path will you choose to free yourself from the chains of your personal curses? The time is now. Look within and embark on the journey towards your healing. Challenge your fears, embrace your essence with an open heart, and let your inner transformation guide every step towards freedom. This path is not without challenges, but it is rich with revelations that can lead to a life lived with greater authenticity and serenity. The road to liberation from personal curses is personal and intimate, and requires courage, commitment, and above all, a constant effort in the practice of looking within oneself. So, take this teaching, use it as a key to unlock the doors of your mind, and begin your path to healing today.